This is episode number 321 of the InnerFight podcast, Fitness in Under 3 Minutes, brought to you by Smith Street Paleo. Andre, fear. This is all about fear.
Exactly, man. We're going to take you through basically what's on the other side of fear, all the things you might have feared the most in your life, and what's actually not so scary as you think it is. The first thing is that we choose unhappiness over uncertainty. We like to set goals, make all these plans, New Year resolutions, but when it comes down to it, many of us are simply too scared and insecure to actually take this jump. We're afraid of this unknown, what's going to happen, basically.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, mate, and it sort of leads into our next point here, is that you have to define that fear. I think people are scared of that unknown, but if they look at sort of what could potentially happen, and we're quite good sometimes of looking at the downside to things. So when we're thinking about jumping out of that airplane, okay, maybe, yeah, you could die, but then you look at the statistics, like what's the worst thing that can happen in certain situations is what you've got to think about. Some people like to look at the statistics and like to look at percentage fail, and I think some people actually, when they are in a fearful situation, they like the odds stacked not so favorably against them.
Exactly. Our next question, or our next thing to kind of discuss regarding fear would be, if you choose to make that decision that would take you on the other side of fear, how could you undo it? Let's say you're really unhappy at your job, you want to quit. Now you take a look at, all right, if I quit, how am I going to make money? How am I going to do all these things? Or how can I actually undo this thing?
Yeah.
How could I get back into my job? And many of the times, most often than not, you could actually get back to where you were exactly before you made that decision.
Yeah, exactly. I think another behavior that we can look at is things that people are maybe scared to jump into that others have actually done before, whether it's setting up a new business or whether it's going on a new training program, many different areas of your life. You can actually learn from what other people have done before. And if you ask them, like if you ask me, was in certain situations fearful? Yeah, absolutely. I was scared shitless in a number of situations, but you then do it. So I think you can sort of learn a little bit and break down that fear from what other people's experiences have been.
Exactly. And to round it up, there is no such thing as a perfect timing. Stop waiting for it. You just need to get it done. Do it today. Do it right now.
Absolutely, mate. And one last thing before we go, and I know this wasn't in the notes, but there's an acronym that I learned for fear, which says false evidence appearing real. So a lot of fear is actually a load of false stuff, and it just appears real, and it's something in our mind.
Cool.
There we go. That's Fitness in Under 3 Minutes. That's fear. Cheers.